We had a question from Spirit Squad member Ronnie Lloyd. He says, so when it seems that Roman and AJ have very good momentum, the main event was Stephanie holding a picture. Ambrose and Jericho were filler. My brother thinks Triple H will fix it, but I'm tired of the same narrative. Pick one McMahon to go away forever and why. And yes, H is a McMahon. My vote is Stephanie. While she is a heat seeker, I'm so tired of the show being about her. So, which McMahon, in response to your brother, Spirit Squad member Ronnie Lloyd, would you pick to leave forever and why?
That's tough because they're all good.
They are all good.
They're all good. If I had to pick one, I would probably, at this point, I'll pick Shane because he was gone for longer. And Stephanie, over the past 6 years, she's been on TV majority of the time, and she's been excellent ever since, all the time.
Right. So you take Shane.
I'll take Shane.
I think you'll be surprised at my choice, but I'm going to say Vince.
That was my first choice, but I was like, I still always like when, because Vince can still get it done.
Yeah.
It's just the behind-the-scenes things that if Vince was gone, it would be different.
Yeah, the reason I say Vince... And I actually wrote about how Vince coming back was going to make things better. And I think for a while it did. The reason I say Vince is if you're going to promote this is a new era, new stars, new stories, new characters, Vince is not new.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it for, 30 years? Vince being on TV? You can't keep rehashing Vince against Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's only one Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was the perfect foil for Vince, was Stone Cold. You will never recapture that again. So it's time to move on and let somebody else be in that position. I love Vince. He cracks me up every time I see him. I always love to see him. But I would like to see Shane and Stephanie stick around, and Triple H, obviously, because I hope that eventually he's in charge of what's going on behind the scenes.
Have you thought about what's going on back there for them to give us good shows? Because for years Raw sucked. It made no sense. You ever thought about what's going on back there?
I think about it a lot.
And who's running the show? Because for the past month and a half, 2 months, we've had some good Raws.
I mean, it makes me feel like that Triple H probably is getting more say than he was before.
Because of the so-called new era?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Because these are the guys he developed in his developmental territory. I think he's probably being given a little more of a hand in what's going on. I obviously don't know.
Yeah, but it's something
going on. We'll never know.
Yeah, but there's something going on up there.
The only thing I could think of other than that, and we talked about this after WrestleMania, I believe, is they may have actually listened to what people were saying. They sent out so many surveys asking what characters you like, how much of the show you watch, what do you like about the show. They may have finally actually taken an honest look and said, okay, we're not delivering what the people who watch us want to see. And they may have just said, we'll take our stories up to WrestleMania, and after WrestleMania, we'll start fresh. It's possible that that's what they did.
Yeah, well, WrestleMania is always basically the start of their new season anyway. They always tend to technically kind of do that.
Right, but this is a different type of change than what we've seen. I mean, last night even, I remember when we first started doing the show, taking notes of promos for almost half the show. And now I felt like I wasn't taking notes on promo. I feel like almost everything that was going on was a match.
Yeah.
Or somebody talking on commentary, or maybe a quick interview. So I feel like the actual content of the show has changed as opposed to just new stories.
Yeah, it's been a while that they actually promote a new era right after WrestleMania. The last time I could really think about that, it was WrestleMania 14. That's when Attitude Era actually finally took off.
Yeah, and that was a different thing because that was just a whole shift in everything that was going on.